Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Adventures in Dudeness, a podcast for average men like me, where I discuss all the different facets of my life that other dudes can relate to. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1 of Adventures in Dudeness. I am your host, we'll just call me the Dude, and in this episode I just want to take the opportunity to kind of introduce myself and give you a little bit of background on me, and give you an idea of what Adventures in Dudeness is, or just what Dudeness is in general, and maybe give some insight on what's going to be coming up, some things that I would like to cover in future episodes, and a direction in which I would like my podcast to head. So with that said, we'll hop right in, and obviously, as we all know, the word dudeness, if you go through and you type it in your phone or into a Word document, you will get the red line of death, basically telling you that you need to head back to grade school and learn how to spell. So obviously it's not necessarily a real word, but I came up with it as a vision of myself. My life is adventures in dudeness, and I think that there are a lot of people, a lot of men in this country, that their lives are also adventures in dudeness. I think that men can be categorized, just like women as well. But we can be kind of almost if you think back into high school, I mean, that carries into adult life. So you have the jocks, you have the nerds, you have the preppy kids. You have these stereotypes, right? And I think that definitely carries on, but it manifests itself in different ways. So, now that we have this great invention of the internet and social media, we see those stereotypes carried over from school, because before this, when you were an adult, you went to work and did your job and hung out with your family, and you weren't really looking at what other people were doing unless you were physically there to see. And if you were physically there to see, then obviously you somewhat fell into that stereotype. But I think these days, with the internet being so vastly used, and it's in the palm of our hand, and we're constantly connected, that those kind of stereotypes bled over into adulthood. So we have the bodybuilders, and we have kind of the real smart computer guys, and you have the models, and you have the lawyer, professionals, I guess we'll call them, the suit and tie people who have an office, or kind of white collar people, and there's, I think that's such a small portion of really what men are comprised of in the world today, really. So when I thought of dudeness, my thought was, well, it's basically describing me. It's and I think there's a lot of people that are like me. I work 40 to 50, sometimes more hours a week. I have a family. I have children who, do extracurricular activities. Sometimes an outing for the week can be to the grocery store. We enjoy, I work a lot with my hands. I'm a blue collar worker. We know how to, change oil and replace an outlet. We enjoy, we enjoy a fresh cut lawn and, value the taste of a cold beer on a summer day. We're not the peak peak example of performance, and we also may not be the most stylish, but it's, I guess you could consider it the dad, or possibly, but I like to call it dudeness. I'm just a dude. I love my wife and my kids, and I work hard, and I just keep a job, and I'm not a millionaire, and I'll never be president, and I'll never go to the moon. But I think that we're a very big part of this world. And when you start searching around for content online, or either YouTube videos or podcasts to listen to, or blogs to read, or whatever you enjoy doing, it gets kind of overwhelming. I enjoy hiking a lot, and a lot of the people that I watch on YouTube or listen to their podcast, it seems like they're totally invested in that 100%. And they have basically a 50-50 life. They have hiking is 50%, and the other half is whatever they do to enable them to go hiking. They spend weekends on trails, or weeks or months, going from trail to trail and documenting everything they do. And I think that's wonderful for them. That's awesome. But for me, it's just not achievable. Now I can go take a day hike. That's no big deal. But to be a living paycheck to paycheck father and husband living in suburbia, I can't just take off and go, hike the Appalachian Trail on a whim. The next thing is these people with cars. I follow some people who are really into cars, and they're buying a new supercharger or a new turbo, or just got done rebuilding their, I can't. First of all, I don't have the time for that stuff, let alone the money. And I understand that maybe I would have that if I made it a priority, but it's just that there's so many other things that I have to do, that would stretch me even more thin, and I would have to take away from other aspects of my life to kind of fit that in. So I feel that this media that we watch sometimes can be, while it's someone's real life, which they work very hard at, and we all appreciate it, it creates a falsehood, or a false representation of our life. Almost like we can get jealous or envious that these people get to do this, and you become resentful in the direction that your life has gone to, and you end up hitting, a midlife crisis in your, 30s, which isn't supposed to happen till much later, but you feel that you have FOMO. The internet is constantly pumping fear of missing out into you, because you see all of this stuff, and you see these people's Facebooks and Instagram pages, and it's hard for us to understand that their life is not always like that all the time, that it's just that moment is really great for them, and they plaster it everywhere, and we think in our heads that, that's what their life is all the time. And it's just not true, but it's hard to tell ourselves that. So this podcast, The Adventures in Dudeness, is going to be very simple. I mean, it could be, it's not going to be very adventurous. It's not going to be anything crazy or what. It's just going to be a representation of my life that I think a lot of other people can relate to, because I think their life is the same. And I think it's nice to talk to other dudes, about things, hey, I just got this really nice crescent wrench, or, hey, I just picked up a used push mower, cleaned the carburetor, and man, it cuts great. Look at this picture. Look how great it cuts. Or, hey, I found this new beer that I really like, and I think you should try it. I think that's what is missing. Not the hey, I just supercharged my riding lawnmower and I can cut my lawn in 32 seconds. Like, that's cool, but that's not normal life. That's kind of like fantasy. Like, you've created a fantasy for others, but what Adventures in Dudeness represents is real everyday life of just normal dudes doing normal stuff. Fishing trips on, or a day out fishing on a weekend, or how to reset your your tire pressure sensor, things like that. It's just that's what I envision, and that's who I am. I'm just a simple guy, and I think that when we try to be something other than what we are, it can affect us in a negative way. So I want this to be something that people, that men like me can listen to, and I guess be satisfied with where we are in life and what we do. So really, that's about it I have for this topic, and some of the things that we'll be doing or discussing is tools, beer, camping equipment, outdoor equipment, even maybe some preparedness or survival stuff. We can not really politics, but maybe life, or just whatever. There's no, just the topics are what dudes are interested in. This is the first episode, and I apologize if it's not as professional or great and flawless as some other podcasts, but I'm just getting started. And again, I'm just a dude. I don't, I work 40 to 50 hours a week and have a family to take care of. I don't have a ton of time to invest in a bunch of equipment and create a sound booth in my home and, have professional quality to the echelon of podcasting. I'm just I had a quick break and felt that I was ready to record this episode, and I'm doing it on a phone. So, if you enjoy what I said today and you feel the same way, or maybe some of the things I said you can relate to and it sparks your interest and you want to kind of see where this heads, then please follow along with me. I don't know about any kind of schedule yet, but it's just going to be kind of off the cuff and freestyling, I guess, or whatever. But I hope that some of you folks have listened to what I say and are interested. So for now, I'll end this episode and hope you check out the next one. Have a great day, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. To be notified of when the next episode drops, please consider subscribing. If you would like to get in touch with me, my email is adventuresindudeness@gmail.com. For more content, head over to my Instagram, adventures_in_dudeness. Thanks for listening and stay mellow, my friends.